Music for Wellbeing is a community interest company that I set up to provide activities based around music for people who are socially isolated or need a boost in self-confidence or self-esteem. Initially I wanted to set up a workshop course in Hinckley, and Iron Properties were providing money through the Leicestershire and Rutland Community Foundation. So I applied for the funding to run a course and was awarded the funding. We ran an 8-week course last year and we had well over 100 people attending and benefiting from that course. Well, today you've seen I don't like to call it a spin-off because it's more like the legacy of SingSwingSing. Two of the participants of that particular workshop, one was a singer, one was an observer who brought a mum along to enjoy the music and the social side of it. They decided that they didn't want that to end. They didn't want the good work to end there. So they set up this fortnightly Sing and Social to bring people in from the community, all sections of the community.
Without going to the initial SingSwingSing, I don't think this would ever have even been something that we thought of. And after those sessions finished and there was the big performance, people were left asking the question, well, what do we do now? I suppose it was at that point when I thought, well, what is there? And there wasn't really anything. It is about community, building that community. Without it, you know, there's just so much isolation around. You could say it's a bit of a legacy, really, to the SingSwingSing sessions.
And it's only through the funding from Iron Properties that has made this possible, because without the initial SingSwingSing course that was funded, this wouldn't have happened. Without money, we can't help these people who are socially isolated or lonely or just need a boost.
It really boosts people's well-being. It really does. Inclusion and well-being, there may be buzzwords, but I mean it. You know, it really is about inclusivity, and it's open pretty much to everybody. And there's no charge. So if you're on a low income, if you're a pensioner, if you've got other things that actually, if you were even paying, I don't know, £1 or £2 to come into somewhere, maybe the difference between you being able to attend or not. So there's just not a lot, I suppose, out there for people that are alone.
Sing and Social kind of demonstrates the long-term impact that small grants funding can have. In total, our grants from the Hinckley Park Community Fund helped support over 1,200 beneficiaries. But realistically, seeing how Sing and Social has been inspired and set up off the back of SingSwingSing, those numbers are likely to be way higher. We had over 100 people, I'd say, in this room today, and this has been going since last year. And I think that it just goes to show that how much of an impact a small grants fund can have, and how what we're committed to is creating a lasting legacy, and I think this is an example of it.
I think there's a massive need for activities that bring people together. There were people recently bereaved, there were people who had had cancer and they were recovering from cancer. There were people who were amputees, there were people who had strokes, and it's knocked them, and it's knocked their confidence in getting out and socialising. That's why I think this is so important, because it just needs that little bit, just sometimes it just needs that little bit of confidence, and they can just flourish again.
It's not very often that I am stuck for words. People would say, wow, really, Julie? But yeah, it's very, very rare. It's a really good feel-good feeling. If I could bottle the feeling, I'd be a millionaire. It is the truth, because it's the best thing I've ever done.
Ha 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 ha.